Good evening and thanks for joining us. There are two ways to look at the weather in parts of this country. Either it is a winter wonderland or a horrible mess. People in parts of Ontario and Quebec are snowed under tonight. Getting around is treacherous. Hundreds of flights have been canceled or delayed. And in the U.S., millions of travelers have their fingers crossed the storm won't wreck their Thanksgiving travel plans. We have reports from both sides of the border tonight, beginning with Shirlee Engel in Ottawa. Shirlee?
Donna, the first big snowfall of the year is always a big wake-up call for drivers. Now, while school buses in the Ottawa area stayed off the roads today, many drivers braved the commute, and for some, it was a harrowing experience. A terrifying start to a messy morning. A 52-year-old woman is lucky to be alive after she lost control of her car and slid into the icy Gatineau River near Ottawa.
The woman actually tried to open her door, and the door was faced to the current, so she actually got stuck.
An off-duty firefighter flagged down a crane, which also happened to be passing by. They quickly called in experts.
Our firefighter, which is actually a technician in vertical rescue, was able to strap her with ropes, and he gave her a life jacket and bring her back to safety on the road.
Across southwestern Ontario and Quebec this morning, the first major blast of winter caught many off guard. From flight delays and cancellations to knocked out traffic lights and dozens of collisions. Crews worked through the night to clear the roads.
For this early in the year, this is unusual.
Fresh off a flight from Los Angeles, Jean-Francois Pinacette jumped behind the wheel to help a woman whose car was stuck.
It's been quite a shock. I'm from Montreal originally, but this was like, oh yeah, right, that's why I don't live here anymore.
When we stumbled upon the scene, our Global National cameraman sprang into action too. People always seem to wait until the very last moment to get their winter tires.
I wasn't expecting a dump of snow, and now I'm getting snow tires.
Which made for a busy day at auto shops.
The phone doesn't stop ringing. It's off the hook all day long.
From snowy in central Canada to wet and windy in the east. Weather warnings were in effect for parts of New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland, with a major storm on the way. Environment Canada is forecasting heavy rain and powerful winds. Back in Ottawa, many were making the most of the prelude to the most wonderful time of the year. It was 18-month-old Elsa's first frolic in the snow.
It's just fun. I mean, I really like the winter. It's pretty magical looking. It's nice and quiet.
Now, the snow has stopped falling here in Ottawa, but many in the region are bracing for a cold snap, which is already setting in tonight, Donna. It will harden all this snow, possibly turn some roads icy, and with the cold expected to continue, it won't be melting anytime soon. Back to you.
Time to strap on the skates there, Shirley. Thanks. This is the busiest travel day of the year in the United States. Millions are on the move for American Thanksgiving, and many have been stopped in their tracks by this storm. It is huge. It stretches all the way from Washington to Newfoundland. Eric Sorensen reports on the damage it's doing.
Buffalo, New York does not take a back seat to Canada's weather or winter driving. Nice recovery in the pickup. Across the Northeast, it was a lot of snow this early in the season, with pileups, flips, and wipeouts. That was a near miss.
It's on about 14 inches up our way, so we said we better get a day earlier run on it.
And where there isn't snow, there's heavy rain. And together, that's created chaos on the busiest travel day of the year in the densest travel corridor in the country. D.C., Philly, New York, Boston.
And factor in the weather and the flooding, it's probably going to create a lot of traffic and very slow going.
Are you trying to make your flight?
Some gave up driving and made a run for it to catch their flights,
Big mess.
making travelers late and curt.
It has, and I'm sorry, but we gotta go.
And once they got to the airports, ugh, long lines, hundreds of flight delays and cancellations.
Never been this bad. We travel from school every year like this, never this bad.
The dodgy weather hits at what is a 3-day Thanksgiving tradition in this country: travel, turkey, and trampling your fellow shoppers on Black Friday.
I want to grant popcorn a full reprieve.
The turkey tradition meant a presidential pardon or blessing for one lucky gobbler. It's not survival of the fattest.
It was quite literally the Hunger Games.
For 45 million other turkeys tomorrow, not such a lucky holiday. And then there's the trampling on Friday, now backed up into, I guess, Black Thursday. It's become so competitive, retailers can't stand to be closed. Before desserts even served, chain stores will open throughout the evening on Thanksgiving. And Kmart will open all day. Serious shoppers are already camping out.
You feel like you're not going to get the good stuff if you don't look early.
And the weather's not through with us yet. Tomorrow, for the huge parade in New York, they're expecting high winds.
They're just fighting with Spider-Man.
And up around 50 kilometers an hour, the huge helium-filled floats all get grounded. Eric Sorensen, Global News, Washington.